It's the 1930s, and you want to make a long-distance call. You dial the long-distance operator, tell them the city, exchange, line number, and person you're trying to reach. You also provide your own number for billing purposes, as automatic number identification does not exist yet. The operator acknowledges your request. You hang up. You'll get a call back in a few minutes, after the necessary connections have been made by other operators at intermediate points. A key development that would speed this process up and eventually eliminate the need for operators was the North American Numbering Plan, which standardized telephone numbers and introduced the concept of the area code. Despite the telephone being invented in 1876, area codes were not introduced in the United States and Canada until the late 1940s. This introduction occurred around the same time that AT&T started building out their microwave network for long-distance calling, which I covered in another video. Prior to the area code, phone numbers were not very uniform. For example, the number of digits in phone numbers varied by region or locality. Calling outside that area required the help of an operator. AT&T's goal was to fully automate long-distance calling and eliminate the need for operators. The first step was to create a standard form for phone numbers. The first 3 digits would be the area code, corresponding to a state, province, or portion thereof. The next 3 digits would represent the exchange or central office, typically serving a town or part of a city. The last 4 digits would then be the line number, representing the specific subscriber. The first nationwide telephone numbering plan was published by AT&T in 1947 and specified 86 area codes, which were initially used by operators. Direct distance dialing, which eliminated the need for operators, began to roll out in 1951 and was available in most towns by the early 1960s. Initially, there were a couple rules for area codes. The first digit could not be a 0 or a 1, as 0 was used to reach the operator, and a leading 1 was automatically ignored by most switching equipment at the time, as a lone click could be caused inadvertently, for example, by picking up a handset. Remember that with rotary phones, a digit is conveyed by the number of clicks produced as the dial returns to its home position, with the only exception being the 0 producing 10 clicks. Furthermore, the middle digit of an area code had to be a 0 or 1. This was to differentiate area codes from exchange codes, which had middle digits of 2 or higher. At this time, area codes were often omitted when dialing, so the second digit allowed the system to determine whether the call was being directed to another area code or an exchange within the dialer's home area code. Initially, the second digit of the area code would be a 0 for a statewide or province-wide area code, or a 1 for an area code serving part of a state or province. This rule was quickly abandoned in 1953, however, when part of Florida was assigned 813, with the rest of the state still being assigned 305 as originally intended. As the population and demand for telephone services increased, many more area code splits occurred. While splits had the downside of the confusion of area codes changing for some existing subscribers, they preserved 7-digit dialing within the now smaller regions. Until 1992, splits were the only way that new area codes were introduced. Technical advancements in the 1980s made area code overlays possible. While overlays require 10-digit dialing, an overlay eliminates the confusion of phone numbers changing after a split. The first overlay was introduced in New York City in 1992. By the mid-1990s, area codes with a middle digit of 0 or 1 were running out. The groundwork had previously been laid to make area codes and exchange codes interchangeable, and exchange codes with middle digits of 0 or 1 had been introduced in the 1970s. The first area codes with a non-0 or 1 middle digit were introduced in 1995. Likely due to the proliferation of cell phones and thus phone numbers no longer being tied to where you were physically located, Overlays became progressively more common and splits more rare. The last area code split occurred in New Mexico in 2007, nearly 20 years ago. Since 2007, all new area codes have been introduced as overlays. Needless to say, no further splits are currently proposed. As always, I welcome your comments below. Have you lived through an area code split? If so, how frustrating was the experience? Of course, there are some fine details I skipped over, so please check out the links in the description if you'd like to learn more about area codes and exchange or central office codes in North America.